Alrighty, welcome back to another episode of ADHD and Crochet. And we're going to continue on our snails. And for this one, I'm just going to work on the reins to start. There have not been any updates because at the time of recording this video, it's only been like 10-20 minutes since I recorded the last one. But I am going to attempt to record this before it's time to feed my cats. So they're probably going to be a little cranky, probably going to hear them quite a bit. I've decided to take the risk of trying to record a video a little more than an hour before feeding time. But these were the plans I had today. It was pretty much just recording these videos so I can get all of these sewn together because I was saving them. But I'd have something to do, but I kind of got hyperfixated on making the snails. I did go do my laundry. Again, if you're putting that off, go do your laundry. However, I did forget to go grab myself water. This is also your reminder to go drink some water or something hydrating. We must take care of ourselves, even though it is hard and easy to forget to. I am wondering if when we do get a house and hopefully some land and all of that fun jazz, I am wondering if we're going to have barn cats. I would like to. Free pest control. I don't necessarily have to worry about it with chickens, because chickens are omnivores, if you were not already aware, and they will eat mice and lizards and other things, bugs and things, so long as they can get to them. So their area will be relatively pest free, but the rest of the farm, maybe not so much. I would want to get some barn cats, so specific mousers that are outside cats. My 4 cats are useless. They are domestic through and through. I love them dearly, but they are in fact useless. Now, you may have noticed that the straps are only pinned on the bottom. I didn't bother pinning them up top, and that's partially because I don't need to, and partially because that would just be in the way of what I'm currently sewing. I'd just have to unpin them. So I just didn't bother. You may also notice that even though this video is being recorded only 20 minutes after the previous one, I have more energy. I think it's a serotonin rush. I'm not entirely sure. Dopamine rush, whatever the happy chemicals are. Because I'm enjoying myself. I forgot how much fun this actually was. And I also did not spend an hour editing the previous video. I just kind of downloaded everything and said, yeah, that's good. Hopefully I don't mess it up. Because in order to record the next video on my camera, I had to delete the previous footage from the camera. So, if I did screw it up and only got this one completed and posted, I'm sorry. You've missed the whole first half of the putting the snail together. But really, it's not too different than the spiral shell or the round shell. I just don't have to sew the shell together. I'm just putting it on the snail. But I digress. I also did get up and walk around for a few minutes, which got my blood pumping. Listen to some music, do things I enjoy besides just crocheting and sewing. I've got a little bit of a rush, but hopefully we can use that as a boost to zoom through some snails. The next snail that I'm going to do is the one with the skull pattern shell, because it's cool, and the other ones are very small. I do the big boy. But we're going to get all of this one's accessories attached. We'll go about sewing together other things, which, as far as accessories are concerned, I've only got like 3 more things that need to be attached. I've got to do the straps for the saddle, and then the saddle. Now it sounds like I only said 2, but that is 3 because there are 2 separate straps. Alright. So we've got saddle blanket, foot flap. Now we do the straps. Make sure positioned correctly. There. One. Pinned under here. I need to switch which needle I'm using. That one is too big. Okay. And then Bean is going to murr in the doorway. That is essential to the process. And I'm just kind of like tacking this down. I'll sew it more securely at the end there at the bottom. But for here, I'm just kind of making sure it stays in the position I want it to. I'm not going to pull the string too tightly. So we can. This part enough. I'm gonna do a few stitches down here. Make sure we're nice. Here. I think technically the straps can go under, like around the back of the shell, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted it to like be stuck to the shell, to the snail. Because again, I feel like snails kind of make their own natural glue, and I feel like that would be taken advantage of. Probably have like an extra set of straps around the back, but this is a toy. It's not real life. We don't need to go engineering into it. One strap is attached. Now we're going to hide this string here. And this one, I'm going to lay so it lines up. Don't lose that. Anyways, so that it lines up with the previous strap. And secure it to that other strap there. And then do the same thing as the previous one. Kind of tack it down along the middle. And keep it going. Alright. Oh. And now we can put saddle God, I'm gonna hide this string too. Now, obviously, realistically, if we had a snail friend, there would be a lot less sewing involved. We would be relying on the strap to keep the blanket, the saddle blanket, on and in place. And we'd be relying on a natural glue to keep everything in place as well. But again, just a toy. I have to remind myself that my brain gets overactive. Like the idea of real snail riders. It's fun. It's silly. And we're going to position the saddle so that it's directly on top of how the snail is sitting. I'm gonna right here. Kind of want a little bit of space on the underside here on the back, but I do still want the saddle to be secure. I don't want it to be too floaty, go anywhere. I'm going a little higher in the front here, just to kind of help shape the saddle horn a little more. And start making our knot. Bring everything over apparently. And hide our string. And now our next snail is done. The saddles don't necessarily have to have a saddle horn. It does have a little handle, but I feel like the saddle horn is more useful in actually keeping things on the saddle. Put the reins on it. Then we have 2 snails ready to ride. And our next snail is not going to be rideable. But I am actually going to take this off. That was part of that. Off the snail body. Work just on this for a minute. This has a few interesting points. As this, which connects to the spiral of the shell, help shape this faceplate here. I'm going to unpin the faceplate. There is a point underneath the faceplate that also needs to be sewn. Going to be a lot of pinning and unpinning to get it how I like it. This is probably going to take up the remainder of the video. There's so much realities that go into it. I'm going to lift this, but I'm not going to completely unpin it. Because we have to attach the spiral. I'm really just going to go around here. I don't need to go through the middle of the spiral. That can be left alone. This does also come in multiple sizes, but it is very complicated on the faceplate, so I don't think I'm going to do any other sizes other than the one I have currently. I might use bigger yarn or smaller yarn. Well, probably not smaller yarn. This is about as small as I feel comfortable for this complicated of a pattern. But I may use bigger yarn, bigger versions. This is probably the smallest I'm going to go for it. More stitches on the side. Back everything apparently. Squeeze through to the middle here. Now you could block the or starch the faceplate to stay, but I'm just going to sew it. That's going to be the most effective way. Um, Cut it off, but keep it off to the side there. This one. The upper portions pinned in place where I want them. So I just gotta get the lower portions where I want them. I also need to get my string untangled. It's be easier if I put something down, probably, but it matters not. Got it anyway. And for this, we're just gonna go all the way around. This is just kind of a background to make the faceplate stand out. Now, this one's not going to have a saddle or anything, but I did have some old butterfly patches that were iron-on patches, and some of them were the same color. So I put two of them together, ironed them together, and then I'm going to sew it onto it as a little decoration. I think it's cute. It also gives me a reason to use some of the things I've collected. going to stretch this is at least recognizable. Alright, so now we gotta go around all those details. So just down here. And we'll go ahead and tack this down as well. And now you get pathetic noises from me as I'm annoyed with the string for getting knotted. How and why? Well, I wanted to be productive today, but apparently the strings say no. We're having some technical difficulties there. Trying to figure out which piece of equipment did not have charge to it. probably didn't mention this because I was not recording at the time, but I did uh, see my snake Noodle shed a couple of times. I think she's gone through 2 or 3 sheds when spring hit. That was very exciting. She's getting bigger and is healthy. We were a little worried during the winter since she hadn't shed yet but was eating regularly. But it was also a little more lazy as a brumation. It wasn't too worrisome. Um, I can get that a little bit. Lots of little details, lots of needle sculpting. Make that brow a little more prominent. I will definitely need to practice it. The pattern on this one was a little different, a little confusing. I know I messed it up, but we'll get there eventually. I think I need to use bigger yarn to understand what I'm doing with it next time. Maybe I'll use a gradient yarn instead of solid white. But I really wanted a snail with a white skull on it for its shell. Now I'm probably going to save the butterfly for after I get the skull and attached to the snail body, just so I can make sure it's angled properly. Because I also did the body of the snail a little bit wrong, because it's a little twisted and all over the place. But it gives the whole thing more personality. And we're going to go through here. Just gonna do a few stitches. That legs. Oh, we're gonna put the back here. And then we can put the stuffing back. That way the jaw here, the teeth stay jutted out. And there we have our skull shell. And we'll go ahead and sew these on real fast. And Panzer's going to scream at me because we are 15-ish minutes from feeding time. I feed them at noon. That is also when I like to feed myself. So I do have to feed the cats first, otherwise they will try to steal my food. They are jerks like that. It was the first day in a couple of weeks that I had nothing planned, no house showings, no anything planned already. So I will probably try in the next like 20-30 minutes to record another video. Finish the snail we're currently on. Because hopefully all that I'll have left do on it is attach the shell and the butterfly. This one won't have too much to it. I'm not doing any extra sculpting or anything like that. It already has so much personality. Yeah, I will finish putting on the little eye stalks and whatnot. Get everything all secured. And I did do color changes for the eye stalks and antenna and whatnot, because I wanted to incorporate the little bit of brown that I had on the edge of the snail's body. And almost done with this. And now he's a slug. His shell is not done. Oh, his shell is almost done. It just needs to be attached. So, with that, if you liked the video, please like the video. If you want more content like this, please subscribe. And we will finish this guy in the next one. Bye-bye.